When we recruit ninth graders at College Track, we tell them, if college is what you want, we know the formula. We'll take anyone who's ready to work hard. Then we ask them to commit the next 10 years of their young lives to us. At 13 or 14, that's almost half their life. For young people from communities where college doesn't come first, or where it's never been an option, this is a radical request. I remember being that age. I was in 8th grade when my dad and grandfather, both very active in the Chicano movement, took me to my first demonstration. We marched against the historic Prop 187, a measure that would deny public services to undocumented Californians, including public education. And while my family was lucky enough to come to this country from Mexico with papers, I learned early that this world is not always equitable. My parents are first-generation high school graduates, and I'm one of 25 first cousins. We read like census statistics. Only 6 of 10 boy cousins have high school diplomas. My older brother, at age 42, just earned his GED, and my little sister, an Army veteran, 8 years after her tour in Afghanistan, is still navigating community college. But I refuse to believe that we are just products of a system living what the data predicts about our futures. Activism taught me that knowledge is power, and I knew from a very early age that an education was my path to a different outcome. When I applied for college, there was no formula. No campus tours, no SAT prep, no reach list. I ended up enrolling at the University of Laverne, a small liberal arts college 5 miles from where I grew up. Out of necessity, I latched onto whatever support I could find. I joined the debate team, campus ministry where I enhanced my faith, and I rushed the sorority with the highest GPA, thinking, they must know how to get through college. And 4 years later, I became the first in my extended family to graduate from college. At college, the young people we serve are now representative of the majority of students in this country. Today, half of all public school students receive free or reduced lunch. The majority are students of color, and 50% of those on college campuses are first in their family to go. It's our job to make sure that they are fully prepared to graduate because our future depends on it. In high school, College Track helps students identify their talents and interests, find the colleges that are the best fit for them, and apply for financial aid. We straddle both the K-12 and the higher ed pipeline. We see students who are receiving A's and B's in algebra and then having to take remedial math once they get to college. Our longevity allows us to see the gaps between both systems and offer critical support and intervention. And now that we have nearly 500 college alumni, we can track data like post-college salaries and career trajectories, and we know that 5 years out, our students' earnings are on par with all college graduates across the country, and we're building more internship and networking opportunities to close that gap sooner. When I joined College Track, it was in a period of rapid expansion. I had just opened our first center in Colorado, and the organization had a vision to nearly double our centers nationally and scale from a staff of 35 to over 100. Tipping Point came into the picture around that time. I remember them telling us, you might be growing too fast, maybe some infrastructure. It was true. It sounds ridiculous now, but we didn't have a back office, an HR department, or even a finance team. Their honesty was an invitation to be vulnerable. Tipping Point connected us with McKinsey to develop our regional operations strategy, and with FMA to shore up our finances. We developed a compensation philosophy based on a Tipping Point study that would help us attract and retain top talent in a competitive Bay Area market. Once we had the right structures in place, we could figure out how to scale well. Last year, Kevin Durant, yes, of the Golden State Warriors, came to visit our Oakland site. The kids were starstruck. They couldn't stop talking about it for weeks. But he was just as impressed with them. He spoke about how his success is really just luck, genetics combined with hard work. He's 6'11" with a 7.5-foot wingspan. And though Kevin didn't graduate from college, he knows that for kids from his neighborhood and neighborhoods like it, a college degree is how you make your own luck. Soon after that visit, he announced a 10-year, $10 million commitment to bring college track to his hometown in the DC region. And that center will begin serving students next month. Without Tipping Point, we wouldn't have the ability to capitalize on Kevin's interest the way that we did. At this point, there's no corner of our organization that Tipping Point hasn't touched. The value of a bachelor's degree has been hotly debated, but the benefits to both the student and their communities are indisputable. Our alumni have greater choice around where they live and where they work. They are more likely to vote, and their children are 5 times more likely to earn a bachelor's degree. For me, a degree was the currency I used to make a different life. There simply is no tool more transformative. But don't just take it from me. Hearing from our alumni is the most powerful way to witness this transformation. So it's an honor to introduce you to a College Track Oakland class of 2016 alum, Chang Liang.